tutorial today is going to be just basic shoulder press and lateral raise. Having fun, working out, trying to stay in shape and get in better shape. Here we go. Just warming up with 10 pounds, nothing fancy. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy is kind of the goal of what I'm doing here and the content that I'm putting out. It's just what can you do to stay in shape that's not going to be just more intense, not more intense. It's more intense, but more complicated. Can it be a simple endeavor? Basic stuff, not getting crazy. And again, I'm not training for shows. I'm not training for anything other than just strength and mobility. My goal is to be strong for a long time. I want to be mobile all the way through my 80s and feeling good. And yeah, in between now and then, just stay in shape. I think sometimes, unfortunately, just the nature of the business, I feel like fitness can be overcomplicated and make it look like you have to do a bunch of crazy things to reach these levels. But do you also feel like that drives people away and gives them excuses to quit? What I'm trying to put out is just the easiest stuff you can do to help yourself not have that excuse to quit. You can't be like, oh, well, I don't have that right protein drink and I don't have that, piece of equipment, so I can't. Or I go to the gym where they have everything, but then I just can't get on. This is basic stuff you can just do with dumbbells at home. Got the 20 pounds there. Still warming up. I like to take a long time to warm, or not a long time, but I like to take time to properly warm up. And you don't want to rush through it. You want to check for any injuries, anything that doesn't feel right in the motion. Last night, one of my kids woke me up. Another kind of rough night. Just not too bad, but they wanted to sleep in our bed, and I wanted my wife to get some good sleep. And this kid sometimes, most times, it's not good to have in the bed because they just wiggle around and wake you up all the time. So took them back up to their bed and laid down with them, and it's rough because it's a twin size mattress, so it's not super comfortable. And then they also just keep waking me up, keep rolling around. They had a bad dream. I think they just have anxiety from going back to school. I think part of it is our moving and stuff. Um, but hopefully things go better soon. All right, so done warming up. I'm gonna grab the 50-pound dumbbells. Jump on those. I will look forward to. I don't have to wake up as often in the night. It'll be nice. Not only am I dealing with the one child, but I have another child that's potty training, so I have to wake them up in the night and then sit with them while they wake up enough to go to the bathroom. But it's fun. I've had to move their bathroom time earlier into the night. So before it was like 1 o'clock. And last night, like just keep having accidents, so I had to move it to like 11:30. But that means like I'm barely getting asleep when I have to wake back up to help them. It's not a fun process. All right, here we go. Needless to say, I'm a little tired this morning, but it's okay. I'm just glad that I made it up. Definitely easier to get this done in the morning and try and do it later in the day. It used to be easier to get done during the day. My kids would nap, but they are just transitioning out of that phase. So less opportunity. And it's harder to get them to be chill for 30 minutes so I can come out and do this. But again, it's alright. One day it'll all be easier. Wait another 40 seconds and jump back on it. I'm really hoping to knock out 3 sets of 10 today with 50 pounds. If I can knock out 3 sets of 10, then I can move up to 60 pounds and start having lots of fun. And I need to move up soon. My kids are getting heavier. If I want to keep throwing them around and tossing them in the air, I gotta get stronger. That's my job. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna give myself a minute to recover and hit it again. Good. I make sure that I'm breathing when I do the sets. When it gets heavy, or I get distracted, I can forget to breathe as much. And that's not good. It's not good for me. It's not good for anyone. Water. All right, let's go. Oh. All right, that's 3 sets of 10. Whew. Means next week I can do the 60 pounds. Good. Good. All right. You give it 40 seconds and jump back on it. I went to a carnival this last weekend with my kids, and they have like a teacup version ride. You can spin yourself, you can go faster and faster. And there were only 2 people per teacup, so my kids got their teacup, and then I got stuck in a teacup by myself. And I went so fast that I gave myself like a blister from just cranking it and cranking it and cranking it. It was a lot of fun. All right. Speaking of fun, we'll do a bonus set. Here we go. All right, that's 4. Gonna drop on down to the 40s. Yeah, the fair was a lot of fun. I moved to an area that is considerably cheaper than where I lived before, and the fare and the price, like riding rides, was incredibly cheap. I think all of us ride rides for the price of almost would have been like for one person. We got those like all you can ride wristbands, and it's the first time I've ever bought like the all you can ride wristbands for the kids and me because it's just so expensive where we were before. But I think the price of like all of us was about the price of one person having that wristband before. So it was worth it. And I'm really glad he did because one of the rides was one of those like things you walk through with supposed to be a fun house, and it was so broken down. I would have been pissed if I had spent money on just that ride. It's funny, just the differences in kids. One of my kids loves, high, loves heights and big drops and stuff on a ride. Another one of my kids is just not for it. I don't know why, but they're not into it. They took they took one look at the Ferris wheel. I'm like, nope. They'll go on a fast roller coaster, but a slow Ferris wheel, they're like, not happening. Not gonna do that. Okay. And it's funny is the place we're at is more rural in a way, but less too happy than where we were before. There's a lot of stuff at the fair that you could hurt yourself on, but I know where we lived before, they would have been coning off so much more stuff and on top of it, they knew like somebody would hurt themselves on purpose, and Sue would seem more like, hey, use some common sense at this fairground. All right, that's 9. I lived in China. It's very different than the U.S. because you have to be responsible for your own safety. So they'll have like open sewers there where someone's doing work or for whatever reason it's open. And unlike here where you'll have cones and signs and tape and somebody tell you watch out for the sewer, it is one bamboo stick out of this sewer. If you're not paying attention and you don't see that one bamboo stick, that's on you. You definitely don't want to fall into the sewers there. My dad was like swimming in a river there and cut his foot and ended up with a horrible infection. I just couldn't imagine how much worse to be falling into the sewer there and cutting yourself. Too bad. Bad. 8. And at the height of like the popularity of Walking, or the start of Walking Dead, and all the zombie flicks were coming out over a decade ago, my brother-in-law, his zombie escape plan cracked me up because he was all about going and living in the sewers. I was like, that's what happens when you grow up on Ninja Turtles. That's where your money is. I think going in the sewers is a horrible plan. I think it puts you in a really bad spot. It's 5. I'm gonna grab the 30 pounds. My idea was, because we live next to a waterway that wasn't prone to any serious storms, would give you access to the bay and lots of other things. That's where I wanted to go. Get a boat. Especially where I used to live, there was what we call the mothball fleet, and it was all these old ships that were anchored out in the bay. And I figured that would be a good base of operations. Provided you were firm, no one being infected getting on the boat. I thought boats are a good way to go. And now I'm slightly jealous because my little brother bought a sailboat to live on. He's already ahead of me on that plan. I'm actually going to go ahead and switch on over doing lateral raises. All right, here we go. It's got that 10 pounds. I'll make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to. Saw a video where someone's doing a variation of lateral raises, and some guy in the gym was making fun of him for having the weight set so low. He was like, come on, man, like, that's easy. Like, put some real weight on there. But then he went to do it and just couldn't even budget. I feel like lateral raises are always deceptively harder than you think they would be. All right, it's 20 pounds. supposed to move up. Last week I did 3 sets of 20. I only got a 20 pounds in the class. Or 30 pounds. I'm gonna give it 20 seconds. I'm gonna grab a 30 pounds. Supposed to hit that this week. Here we go. Oh, that's 2. I'm gonna give it a minute and try that again. More than 2. Eventually, I will alternate what I start out with, whether it's shoulder press or lateral raises. I just really want to get back to doing the 60-pound presses, and I'll switch it back up. All right, here we go. Let's do lateral raises. That's 3. All right. Well, it's a work in progress. I feel like it would have been better if I hadn't grabbed 20 pounds that first set. I'm only human after all. I'm only human. 10 more seconds and grab 20s again. Back to playing fantasy football. This first week went up against my wife's team and lost. My players did not deliver this week. Very frustrating. All right, unfortunately, I'm out of time. That's gonna be it. Gotta get kids ready for school. So much fun. All right, well, thank you for hanging out. This was like a little bit of slow morning. I'm tired. It's just mentally, it was not a very restful night. It was okay. I'll make up for it someday. Someday I will not be trying to keep kids happy all night. All right, thank you so much. God bless you. All right, for shoulder press, I did 3 sets of 10 with the 10 pounds, 3 sets of 10 with the 20 pounds. With the 50 pounds, 3 sets of 10, 1 set of 4. With the 40 pounds, 1 set of 10, 1 set of 9, 1 set of 8, 1 set of 5. And with 30 pounds, 1 set of 10. All right, for lateral raises, I did 1 set of 10 with the 10 pounds, 2 sets of 10 with the 20 pounds. With the 30 pounds, 1 set of 2, 1 set of 3. Not my best work. Thank you. you.